Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, you're welcome. My name is Anita and if you haven't subscribed, kindly subscribe, hit the notification bell to get notified each and every time I upload a new tutorial on my channel. If you're a old member, you're welcome back. Thank you for coming back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you on how to cut and sew a Bustier top. I had to redo this video because a lot of you were complaining that I always go too fast on my video. So I decided to remake the video step by step so you understand. We're going to be cutting on this, and then in my next video we're going to be sewing it together. So if you want to know how I'll be putting all these things together, keep on watching. First thing I'm going to do is I'll go ahead and fold in my fabric into two. When I fold it into two, I make sure whatever I have should be my bust plus 4 inch of allowance. The next thing I will do is to go ahead and draw a straight line. After drawing that straight line, I'm going to cut that up because I don't need it. Now what I'm going to do is I'll go ahead, take the measurement we normally take from the shoulder to the chest line. I'm going to throw away that's 6 inch. I'll measure from the chest to the bust point line, which is 10 inch, from my chest to the under bust, which is 14 inch. Then I'll go down for the length of this top, which I'm going to go with 20 inch. After doing so, I'll just go ahead and connect that up with some straight line, just like this. When we are done doing so, I'll just go ahead to level it up. That's the bust point line, the under bust line, and the line. Now what I'm going to do next is to take my nipple to nipple measurement, which is 8 inch. 8 divided by 2 will give me 4. But remember, we are cutting this directly on our fabric, so you're supposed to add ½ inch to it. Altogether will give me 4½ inch. I'll go ahead and connect it with the straight line. After doing so, the next thing I'm going to do is to go up from the bust point line by 2 inch to get the chest line. That's the chest line. I will come to the downer part here. I'm going to create my dart of 3/4 inch and 3/4 inch. I'll come to my bust point line. I'm going to go down by 3/4 inch or 1 inch. This is to create the ease around the bust, so we don't have any pointing part around. So do the same thing here. That's 3/4 inch. Then you go ahead and connect it up like so. Then I'm going to connect this part as well all the way to the bust point line. That's the 3/4 inch we went down. I'll do the same thing to this other side. Next thing I'm going to do is to take my shoulder measurement, which is 14. 14 divided by 2 will give me 7. I will mark that up. I'm going to add 1 inch. I'll come here to my chest line. I'll put 1/4 of my bust. Round my bust is 34. 34 divided by 4 will give me 8½. Then I'll add my 1 inch for that allowance. I'll come here to my under bust. I'm going to put 1/4 of my under bust. Round my under bust is 30. 30 divided by 4 will give me 7½. And then I'm going to add back my dart allowance, and I'll add my sewing allowance. I will come here to my waist. I'll put 1/4 of my waist. Round my waist is 26. 26 divided by 4 will give me 6½. I'll add the dart allowance and my sewing allowance. The next thing I'm going to do is just to go ahead. I'll be connecting up. I'll come on my bust point line. I'm going to go up by 1½ inch. I'm going to connect it all the way like this, like you can see me doing, making sure everything is neat and smooth. And connect this line up. We're going to now create the dart for the tightening of the top part. Okay, I'll go ahead now to create a ½ inch and ½ inch, and I'm going to connect it to that chest line like so. Okay, I'll be replacing back this 1 inch I took. Then I'll just connect it up like this. After connecting that up, I'm going to go ahead to cut that up. When cutting, I'm going to leave about 1 inch at this downer part, okay? That will be using it to join the lining and the main piece together. Look at the way I'm cutting it so you go ahead and follow each and every steps up. After cutting, I'll just go ahead now to check if everything is straight. I'll go ahead to fold again my fabric into two, right side facing each other. I'm going to put the nipple to nipple measurement like we did for the front, which was 4.5. I will mark and connect it with a straight line. I'm going to create my dark of 1/2 inch and 1/2 inch. Then I'll go ahead now to connect that up like this. I'm going to do the same thing here. Now I just realized that this my other dark was not really well connected. I'll go ahead to reconnect that up. Then after doing so, what I will do is to come here. I'll put 1/4 of my bust, which is 8 inch like we did. Then I'll be replacing back that allowance. I'll come here at the length. I'm going to do the same thing, 1/4 of my waist plus the dark allowance and the sewing allowance. Don't forget about the sewing allowance. After doing so, I'll just go ahead to connect that up with a straight line. After connecting it, what we want to do is just to go ahead and trim off these edges that we don't need. Then I'll take the front piece, I'm going to place it up like that and make sure I have the same length. I'll just go ahead to cut that up like this. After cutting, you can go ahead and separate it like this so you have 4 pieces for the back, but me, I'll just be leaving it up like that. Then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm not going to be using that's to adding sleeve directly to the armhole, so I'll just go ahead to connect it up like this, like you can see me doing, so that we have that strapless top. Okay, once I'm done doing so, I'll just take up the center front, place it right there like that to check and see if it is the same before I can go ahead and cut that up. You see, everything is the same, but remember that we are actually working on a strapless top, so you need to go down here like so. You need to go down about 1 inch or 3/4 inch. You can use your free hand or you use your French curve as you want. Then I'm just going to go ahead and trim that up. After doing so, we are done with the front piece. Now we're going to work on the back. I'll go ahead and separate the back, so I'll have 2 pieces for the back. I'll just place them up like this. Look at what I'm doing here, and I will take up my chalk and I'm just going to kind of connect it up like this, just in the form of a slant line, because I don't want the back to just be straight. Connect it up like that and cut that up. After cutting, this is what we have. Like I said, if you want, you go ahead and divide this back piece. That's to cut the dark, so you have 4 pieces. Next thing we're going to do is just to measure up whatever I have here and divide that by 2, which is 10.025. Divided by 2 will give me 10 point, that's 5.2 something. Go in by 1/2 inch. Then after going in, you're going to connect it up, and when we connect that up, we'll be done with this tutorial. I hope you find it helpful. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, like, comment and share. I hope to see you on the sewing tutorial is coming up very soon. Thank you so much for watching. See you on the next sewing DIY.